Hello YouTube and fellow Star Wars collectors! On this episode of Toys Are the Way, we will be taking a look at some of my holiday pickups and some of the recent projects that I've been working on. If you're new to the channel or a fan of Star Wars collecting, be sure to smash a like on this video, remember to subscribe, and make sure to ring that bell to stay notified. Welcome back everyone, and happy holidays! I hope you've enjoyed this time with your families, keeping warm, and hopefully watching some Star Wars media. That's definitely what I've been doing. But additionally, I've been finishing up some projects such as these custom figures and an addition to my diorama and shelf display. I've recently added another landing platform to my industrial sector, and I'm quite happy with how it turned out. It's definitely a time-consuming project when it comes to fabrication, painting, weathering, and adding details. For the most part, it's pretty much done. There's definitely a few more details that I want to add, like computer consoles, wiring, and stuff of that nature. So definitely be on the lookout for a video showing a more in-depth look. But as you can see, I've also picked up some amazing things for this holiday season. We've got some older figures that I've been wanting to add to my collection, these neat Shop Disney holiday droids, and additionally some amazing vehicles that I've really been wanting to add to my collection as well. There's definitely been a lack of new, large vehicles in the vintage collection, so it's always great to be able to go back and pick up some things that you want. I know that the speeder bikes are on their way, and that's going to be very refreshing. Additionally, we have a pre-ordered AT-ST out there, and I'll be sharing my thoughts on that in the future, but in the meantime, my wonderful partner in crime was able to pick up these awesome vehicles that I've been wanting in my collection, and that was very nice of her to gift those to me. But with that being said, let's take a look at these droids, open up these figures, and take a closer look at these vehicles and customs. I'm sure many of you are very familiar when it comes to these Shop Disney offerings. You get these Build-A-Droid astromechs that usually come in repainted styles. This one in particular is part of a set, and they all come from this Shop Disney Advent calendar that was packaged as a sandcrawler, which was pretty neat in my opinion, and it's always fun to just add more astromechs to the collection. As you can see, these are definitely holiday themed, so maybe they don't fit exactly into a diorama or something like that, but it's still always cool to get something like this. This one in particular is pretty neat and comes with this bow that is removable. Every single one of these has interchangeable parts, so you can kind of make your own droid if you really wish and don't want to follow, their color schemes or whatever, but pretty cool. And in this set, you get an R4, R5, R6, BB unit, C1, and a Gonk droid. So pretty cool stuff, definitely nice to add to the collection. I was most excited for that C1 droid, and let's take a closer look at him for sure. Chopper and C1 droids are definitely some of my favorite astromech models. There's just something about them that looks so cool, and hopefully one day we'll see Chopper on a vintage collection card back. Until then, it is nice to get these Shop Disney offerings. This guy is pretty articulated, his head moves around, got arms that move, and yeah, it's just a good one to add to the collection. I think out of the bunch, this one looks the most normal, so I could probably put this one into my diorama town and he would blend in pretty well. But yeah, pretty cool. Nice to have another C1 in the collection. Taking a look at each of the other droids, they come in their own holiday paint scheme. This one resembles an elf, the BB unit is simply an icy blue. Then we have the R5 in a nutcracker type of paint scheme. And lastly, we have the Gonk droid, who's pretty much a giant Christmas box. And next up we have the McQuarrie Concept Figures, originally from the 30th anniversary collection and then later repackaged into this Legacy Collection box. Very excited to have these ones in the collection. I think they're very unique designs, and I'm a big fan of McQuarrie and all of the concept art that was created. And here we have the Rebel Trooper, Starkiller, Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, a Stormtrooper, and Snowtrooper concept. So very cool ones to get into the collection. They're generally pretty pricey individually, so I was able to get all of these in these 2 packs together for a pretty decent price. So glad to knock this one off of my bucket list. Taking a look at the back of the box, we have profiles for each of the figures inside, and I wish it was something we would see more often in the modern line. Despite this cool packaging, I will be opening this, and I don't plan on keeping this box. And to finish off this collection of concept figures, we have another set which has Ben Kenobi, Master Yoda, Chewbacca, Han Solo, Boba Fett, C-3PO, and R2-D2. And once again, the back of the box has character profiles and a little description of each of the figures inside. And here we have all the figures out of the packaging, and I gotta say that they look fantastic when displayed together. It's really great to add all of these figures at once to my collection, but there's a little bit of a letdown when it comes to this multi-pack and how I got these figures. For example, Some of these figures are supposed to come with both a lightsaber and a blaster, such as Han Solo, but for some reason in this packaging, Hasbro didn't include all of the accessories with each of these figures. I don't understand why. You could have easily put the blaster in Han Solo's holster, and he could hold the lightsaber as he was in the packaging. Same goes for Starkiller over here. She's supposed to come with a lightsaber and a blaster. As you can see, she only has a blaster. Once again, you could have put the blaster in her holster and have her holding the lightsaber. So strange. Luke Skywalker is supposed to come with a blaster and a lightsaber. He comes with both. I don't understand why he came with both and the other two, you chose to not include certain things. So strange. I can understand figures like the Stormtrooper back there. He's supposed to come with a larger shield, blaster, and a lightsaber. Only comes with his lightsaber. Boba Fett's supposed to come with a flame accessory and another helmet style. I can understand, not including those because there may be larger accessories, but come on, Hasbro, put the blaster in their holster. What were you thinking? I just don't understand. But regardless, very cool to have these in the collection finally. There's some great designs here. A lot of these figures will just blend into my town and diorama, which is something that I like. So very excited for that. Really excited to get this concept R2. As you can see, he's similar to that C1 droid. That's where this design comes from, and I just really excited to have him. He looks so cool. Very awesome stuff. I'm also very excited for this Yoda. He looks really cool. Just looks like a random alien, so very excited to put him somewhere in the town. And I think out of the bunch, I've been very impressed with the Ben Kenobi. He looks really cool. Something about that look, just very samurai. Really into that one. Pretty good head sculpt in that figure too, if I must say so myself. But once again, very excited to add these to the collection, and they're going to look great in my town diorama and display. And before we move on to the rest of my holiday pickups, I wanted to share with you some of the custom figures that I've recently finished. I have produced about 10 or so different alien species that I'm excited to share with you in an upcoming customs video. But taking a look at this guy, I finally have myself a Squidhead Quarren type of figure, reminiscent to the ones that you saw in the Mandalorian Season 2 episodes. So very cool stuff. Simple 3D printed head that's been painted, and a Grief Karga body that I bought on discount, and of course painted up to look completely different. Additionally, we have this Duro character. Not Cad Bane, but a simple Duro trying to work as a maintenance person in my town. And another 3D printed head, paint job, and there you go. A simple alien that you can add to your collection. So definitely be on the lookout for that video. I'm going to be sharing a bunch of these and just going over my process and how I made some of these guys. Moving on to my vehicle pickups, we have the Clone Wars Y-Wing Bomber. Luckily, I was able to get this item loose on eBay for a very reasonable price. Originally released back in 2009, this vehicle is an impressive giant and a must-have for any fan of the Clone Wars. This Y-Wing is certainly not undersized. It measures just over 2 feet long and packs some considerable weight. The landing gear is able to deploy and retract well, keeping the vehicle very sturdy. Additionally, there are storage compartments for bombs and missiles underneath the ship. These can be launched or dropped onto clankers and enemy battle droids by pressing small buttons on the top side of the bomber. An articulated hatch will allow an astromech of your choosing to be added to the droid port. Additionally, some articulation can be seen on the cockpit and gunner's turret, but sadly it does not rotate. Lastly, with the push of the button, additional cannons are exposed, allowing for maximum firepower to take out any separatist forces who may stand in your way. The sculpting and detail that can be seen once these cannons whip open is certainly a nice touch. As you can see, the C1 model fits into the droid port very easily, and even sits a little too low for my liking, but with the addition of some tissue paper, an even better fit can be achieved for this co-pilot. Taking a closer look at the attention to detail in the gunner's turret and cockpit, you can really begin to appreciate the high level of quality Hasbro put into this vehicle. I am beyond excited to add this amazing Clone Wars ship to my collection. Moving on, we have the Vintage Collection Tie Interceptor. This 2013 Amazon exclusive is one that I've been wanting to add to my collection for quite some time, and just like the Y-Wing Bomber, I was able to get it loose and for a great price. It comes with the standard exploding wings feature that you either love or absolutely hate. From what I can tell, I don't think I'll have any issues with this tie, but luckily I have a fixed tutorial if a problem arises. The body of the ship is the standard sculpt seen on all modern TIE fighters, but with some paint variations, and additionally the interior is the same as well. The only detail that I'm not fond of is the light colored plastic used in the front that has too much contrast in my opinion. All in all, this is such an iconic Imperial ship, and I can finally add it to my fleet of TIE fighters. Hopefully one day we'll see the TIE Defender as well. I hope you've enjoyed this video and taking a look at all my recent holiday pickups and projects that I've been working on. Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments down below, and definitely let me know if there's something awesome that you picked up this holiday season. And don't forget to drop a like on this video, remember to subscribe, and make sure to ring that bell to stay notified. Thanks everyone, and may the Force be with you.